Welcome back to part 20 of Death End Request 2, where today we're going to start our search for Liliana's mother. Wow, so many stores here. Of course, we've got optional dialogue to view first. Right? This place has a lot, just like the shopping district. Then, would they be selling toys for Mr. Amblipg? What? What? I can't wait. Let's try going in the afternoon next time. Yeah, sure, for whatever that is. Don't come here! Calm down, Liliana. It's just a moth. I'm scared! Calm down. That's just Rotty. That's so messed up! That's the main reason. Also, I showed this off whilst I was on my travels. Liliana picked up Lunamble, so moon damage can get a boost as well. You get it by using the Cosmic Fang and Fey attacks. I'm thirsty. I bet you are. You're always thirsty when it's my involved. Okay, but I didn't bring any water. Rotty, there's a lot of water there. Thanks. That's the lake water. Yes? I didn't think you'd care. Liliana's relentless to Rotty sometimes. Even I can't drink that. Oh, so Rotty admits that she knows she's a bit out there sometimes. Hey Liliana, are you okay? You know, your mom said all those things. Thanks for looking out, Rotty. I'm fine. There's no way my mummy would say that. She's possessed by the devil. So if we defeat the devil, she'll return to normal. I worry for your mental health, Liliana. I'm worried about her. Yeah, you and me both, Mai. That seems very detrimental to her health. Further along the way, though. Don't overexert yourself, Liliana. Let's rest. But just listen. So do as you're told. Thank you, Rotty. So even Rotty can be the mature adult sometimes. Up on the mountain path. Rotty! There's always one of Liliana with her saying someone's name twice and then going, what is it? Why are you so willing to help me? Aww. I mean, I see how much you're into Mai. Yeah, everyone sees how much you're into Mai. Because you're my friend. Is that not enough? That's plenty. You're a kind person. That's not true. Come on, let's go. I think that's the first time Rotty's actually kind of put in some self-doubt there. She's been told she's kind and they're going, that's not true. Hey, Mai, what kind of person is your mom? Sorry. I don't really remember her. I feel like we've been over this point a few times. I see. And that's also the end of that dialogue. That's the weirder ones. It's like, okay, they had an optional dialogue for everywhere, but then there was just, they didn't know what to do in that bit. So it's like, let's just have her try and talk about her mum again. But back at camp, now with Liliana's back, we can talk to her. You're pretty good at swinging that bat, Liliana. Have you ever played any sports? Not really. Oh, but... my father played baseball, so I try and copy his form. Oh, really? My father is no longer with us, so maybe this is a parting gift. That's sweet, Liliana. It's as if he's protecting me from the shadow matter. Liliana. What's up, Liliana? Something funny. My throat went a little there. Oh, Mai, check out Rotty. Ah, the usual. Rotty's being an idiot. She's just standing there! I don't know, it's supposed to be implied. Yeah! Though she may appear polite and classy, she... God, Liliana's about to go off on one again. Liliana, you're relentless when it comes to Rotti. Damn right. Leave my girlfriend alone. Leave my girlfriend alone, even. Huh? What's the problem? Nothing. Best of luck, Rotti. I hope she recovers quickly. I hope so too. Oh, I'm sorry, Mai. It was all about me. You did nothing wrong, so don't worry. Liliana, your happiness is my happiness too, got it? Okay. I hope the two of you will be reunited soon. Right. When that happens, please come join us. Of course. I do feel for Liliana. Just so much on her mind for such a young age she has to deal with the demons and the parents and shit. Speaking of, let's actually go look for Liliana's mum. Mother! Where are you? Tell me if you're out there! I guess she's not here. Let's head it even further. So I actually fuck up a little at the end of this, but I know what the rest of the line is, so don't worry. Mother, mother, I knew it. She no longer wants me. Don't worry, surely there's an explanation. I get too close to that green and it warps me. But I'll read the rest because I know what it is. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find her. Have some faith we'll find her. Okay. Wait. That's all you missed on that one. Liliana? Something tells me she's beyond this point. Maybe look to be sure? Okay. Let's go. Thank you. And now we're back in the rural area to persevere as we do. Outside of the odd encounter, I don't cut from this point onwards. Like, I keep this one in because it's the first one we've had with Liliana in a while, so I wanted to keep her in and show off Liliana or Luna, blah, blah, blah. The skills that they couldn't have just called Luna Boost. For fuck's sake. That's what they should have called it, just Luna Boost, and then it'd been enough. People would know. But we also learned a new skill while we're at it, so it was worth keeping this fight in. We're at that stage now, more so with Mai and Rotti, but Liliana's going to get there too, where you're going to have so many skills, you absolutely should be using the different pages of the commands to get specifically what you want. Almost every single fight, you're going to see me immediately tap R1 as soon as the fight starts to go to whatever menu I want to go to first. I don't just scroll through the all-together menu. Alternatively, this is also around the sort of time where if you want to, you could start building your favourites list. Because you've got so many skills, you're going to start knowing what skills you want to lean on and what ones you want to stay clear of. I never bother, because if you just stick with your favourites, you're never going to learn anything new. So you're not going to see me really bother to ever use the favourite skills system whatsoever, or even when we're in post-game and going through the pain area, unless I know for a fact and it says I've hit 100% on the skills, which is unlikely. I'm going to still have the whole list, just because I want to experiment as I go, just on the off chance I get one. Especially because we've got the skill for Mai that I desperately wanted, which is a 1.5 times boost on all physical and magic attacks, because it's so powerful. I've got both of the ones I wanted on Rotti, which is boost on sun and boost to magic. We've got one of the two I want on Liliana, boost on a moon, and then it's going to be boost on physical. Mai's the only one that gets physical and magic. Yeah, she also gets the one for star boost, but it's kind of pointless when you've got one that just boosts all damage by the same percentage. Like, it's kind of made redundant. Whilst Rotti's one where it boosts sun attacks and the one that boosts just magic, if you want to use a physical sun skill, well, the sun boost has a use. In the same vein, when we get Liliana's physical boost, if you want to use a magic moon skill, it will still have worth. I skipped out that encounter because it was just a normal enemy, there was nothing unique about it. And you're also going to see me be relatively evasive as we enter the rural area's watershed. Still can't find her. Yeah, we had no choice but to wander aimlessly. If I knew he had some kind of hint. Not this again. Yeah, drink more. Help! Drink or you'll die. No. My. What? Huh? Hey, you okay? You looked stuck. You scared me. Huh? Rotzi? What was that I saw? Huh? What did you mean? Did something happen? I witnessed Abigail being killed. But she should be back at the dorms. Where did that come to mind? Even if it's a hallucination, it made no sense. Sorry, I think I'm just lightheaded. It's nothing really. Abigail's still alive. It's just a bad omen. I'm not going to bother mentioning what I saw. Yeah, I hope it's not anemia. If you're feeling ill, it's best not to overdo it. Seriously, I'm fine. I don't have anemia. I'm perfectly fine. Well, for now, let's focus on finding Liliana's mother. It gets too dark, we'll never find her. Oh, that's right, we need to find her fast. Sorry, thank you. To explain that scene is different from the other ones, and the game's kind of clear on it anyway, so I don't mind mentioning it. That scene is only showing what would have happened if you didn't go after Abigail on the previous night. If you didn't continue to search for Abigail, that was going to be her fate.
How is it?
So it's showing that some of the visions that Mai gets aren't always accurate. Because so far, all the ones we've seen, yeah, they've all been kind of like unreliable narrator with how they're handled, but they're all potentially true. But that's the first one where actually, no, it's false. It's never going to happen because we went after Abigail the previous day and she is still safe in the dorm, sleeping unaware of all the demons in the night right this second.
I'll freeze you. I'll freeze you.
And you're going to see me desperately try and learn new skills with Liliana as we got a couple new encounters here. We also had a doggy in here, which I felt was just like an insult to injury after the mission I went through the other day getting these fuckers. But the fact that there's just one there, I was just like, alright, I see how this is going. I see what this means. You're going to see me be super experimental, desperate to see if I can try and get new skills. Like that mix-up I just did there, which unfortunately fell flat. That is something that I do kind of miss from the first game. Is that the first game told you if your combination was likely to get you a skill, because you'd see the little light bulb and the percentage, and they've just completely got rid of that in the second game, and I don't know why. I know it makes it a bit more of a surprise, but it was a nice piece of information to have, that if you just went through your list, it would tell you if what you're sitting on had a chance to teach you something. Especially because there are some skills you just can't learn till you're a higher level. And that's just the bottom line. Oh, a weapon. This weapon for Mai is not that great. If you brought the one from the shop or been doing the bad ends, you're gonna have a better weapon. Like, it's a good physical weapon, but it's just you sacrifice everything else for it, so it just doesn't make it worth it. Like, at this point, if you have the Ripper, you should be using that, because the Ripper's just such a great weapon. Yeah, there's a chance you'll miss it if you're not doing all the death ends along the way, but still. And although this is a familiar encounter, I keep it in because of the minefield, because it's just, these are always fun. Look how much damage it just destroyed itself on. As we get yet another clear node. I say grinding up the clear nodes as soon as is a good thing to do, because there are side quests later on where it's just turn in a bunch of clear nodes. And if you already have enough to turn them in, you're saving more grind time. You're saving yourself more grind time. You're also going to see me on the lookout because I'm still looking for Neo Whip Spiders. But there's going to be a point where you're going to see me look over an edge and then you're going to see me stop really looking, because I remember where the other two Neo Whip Spiders are. Like, one of them I always remember because I remember how cheeky it is. It's literally, well, both of them are actually kind of cheeky. Every side quest left here is kind of cheeky, but I'll get to that in a second because we finally got a Shadow Matter forcing its way into a fight. A Berserker scenario. Berserkers will spawn at a set place in the arena when there's only one enemy left. If at the end of a full turn, not including the turn it spawns because you can't have moved anyone so it wouldn't be fair, so at the end of starting this turn for instance, if any character is within that red circle, the Berserker will kill them. It'll be an instant kill. The only other way to survive it is to have the invincibility status effect, because it's just an attack that does 999,000 damage. basically. So if you have the invincibility, it will still count as an attack that just goes against your invincibility, so you'll be fine. But why would you risk that? Like, I made sure to go out of my way to test it, so I could confirm there is a way to do it, and it is something worth mentioning if you ever get in a situation where it lasts a long time. And the reason why I say this is because every single turn that passes from this point onwards, the red circle gets bigger, so eventually it covers the whole arena. So the only way to safely survive it then is through invincibility, aka my special or skill Liliana can learn later on, which will make her invincible for the rest of that turn. But there is a computer to hack over here, which is only one treasure chest. It's dead in front of you when you start. You see me kind of scan around just in case there's one I'm missing, but no, it's literally just that one dead opposite you're getting. And there's still one more mechanic surrounding the PC hacking the game's yet to introduce that we'll get to later on. But we've introduced a fair bit for now, and as we go through this second chunk. But as I was talking about, the cheekiness of the side quests, the second and third Neo Whip Spider are beyond the objective marker. You have to go around the objective marker that's coming up, because if you go for it, you go straight into the boss, which then ends the chapter if you win. Which is what I mean with, so it's a bit cheeky. And the optional boss as well is also on the other side of the objective marker, so you have to completely swerve the thing to do 2 of the side quests that you need done if you want to view all the cutscenes in this game. Which is why I'm a bit like, that's just so... Because you see, I look over here, and eventually I look over to my right, and that box there, I'm like, that's a Neo Whip Spider. I know for a fact that is, that box there. So I'm like, okay, and I know where the other one is by default, because the other one is actually behind the objective marker. Like, the objective marker is on the side of a house, the Neo Whip Spider is behind said house. And that one I remember, because on my first playthrough I picked it up and I just went, wow. Because I've always got to make a habit of checking around the vicinity instead of going straight for the objective marker. And the fact that it's just there, I was just like, wow, huh? You just hit that there, huh? The amount of people who probably just go straight for the objective marker and then you just miss out. I was like, wow, that's mean.
Something's here.
And it's not this one, no, that's the SP medicine. It's literally behind the house. You're gonna see me circle it because the objective marker's to our right. Look, we're close enough for the cutscene, this voice bit to play. My, Liliana, there's someone there. That silhouette. Could it be? There's the box. That's the Neo Whip Spider. Mother. So you still see I'm going to swerve wide around it to cut through over here to go get that second Neo Whip Spider. Then I'm immediately going to beeline for the third, then circle back round to take out the optional boss. Which is that thing there, that Deus. Which, just like in the first game, despite their size, they're not that big of a threat, so don't worry too much. I like that they've made them an optional boss instead of just a random enemy like it was in the first game, because they were so intimidating when you first played Death End 1 and there was just this giant in the middle of the Godot ruins. You'd be like, why is this here? But now that they've made it an optional boss, I feel like it's more fitting. And you're going to see me just kind of squeeze around and get this 2,000 gold. I'm pretty sure it's yeah, it is. Or 2,000 any even. I always forget it's any, not gold. I play too many different games, alright? And this Deus has 450,000 health, which is kind of insane at this stage in the game. It's not as bad as it's going to get, oh, I assure you. It's not as bad as it's going to get, but it is quite up there. And so I'm going to use this opportunity to try and learn new skills, but I don't get any luck right now. I think the skill surrounding that is to just use the strongest version 3 times in a row, but oh well. And a Berserker spawns, because it is just one enemy, but because this arena has to be so much bigger, because the enemy is so much bigger, that thing never ends up being a threat. Because the arena's wide enough. Look how much space we got. And it's not even dead in the middle. It's like a third of the way from one end. So if we're on this side of it, we're definitely safe. It's only going to be if we're on Liliana's side of the arena where it's going to start to become worrying. But as I've said, it won't kill on the very turn it spawns because it just wouldn't be fair, because you wouldn't be able to predict where it's going to be. So at this turn, it's honestly fine. So you're just going to see me kind of circle around and just not really worry about Liliana right now. And you also saw me make a little mistake there with Rotti. I didn't realise Rotti percentage wasn't at 90%. I thought it went to 90. So I just did the basic attack and kind of wasted it away because she didn't even get to rip out our ultimate. Whilst Mai still has another turn because she was dead on 100%. And so will Liliana when I go get the glitch spot, which is over here. And there's also one like behind Rotty, so I do get another option at it. But with Liliana, I make my first priority actually just topping her up, because glitch form or not, she won't survive much. She's still underleveled and she's still kind of frail, even if she becomes quite powerful later on. And I feel like I need to keep saying that she does indeed become quite powerful later on. It's still a while before she gets there. And of course, like anything, I always try and use this as an opportunity to see if I can learn something new, because I know Liliana can learn more healing magic, and it's just like I'm trying to work out what the combination is. But in this instance, because Rotty is dead on 80%, it means that glitch form's going regardless at the end of this attack, so I need to just use Vampira, really. Like, make the most of the situation. But it's the first time in a while that the entire party's been in glitch form at the same time. Also, ignore all these misses. The Shadow Matter technically counts as an enemy, it just physically cannot be killed in any form or fashion. It has a near infinite amount of health and nothing can hurt it, and you can't view its stats. It is just a stage hazard that's treated as an enemy technically, but not enough, sort of thing. Like, once you defeat the Deus, it's not like you're gonna have to fight the Shadow Matter, no. It's just it has enough enemy properties that it will let you attack it in these situations, even though it will never connect. Additionally, it's treated as a wall if you knock an enemy into it, which is why it just took 40,000 extra damage. But as you can see, this thing's already nearly dead. It says Berserker takes the sweep stance. That means its range is increased, and it's going to be even wider and more annoying to deal with. Now I commit to the, as I keep saying, the only special attack in this game I'm not too fond of. It's just nowhere near as satisfying as mine Rotty's. The entire first game cast has still got theirs from the first game. They just changed a couple sound effects to make it sound a bit better than they did in the first. But they're really not that different. And to be honest, that is something that I want to say. If they do a third game, which for reasons we'll get to much later on, I'm pretty sure they will. Like I've already said, like the whole story arc that goes on in New Game Plus that we're seeing, because it doesn't affect the main story enough, with Lydia Nolan, is going to be teasing into what I think will be a third game. I hope they just don't do the whole let's have a data version of the previous game's cast again. I don't want a data Mai and Rotty, because it wouldn't be the same. Like, it's one of the main reasons why I don't use the first game's cast in this, because it's not the same, it's not them. And so you don't get the connections, you don't get the bounces between them, they're just there. Which is just frustrating. Well, not frustrating, that's the wrong word for it, but it just feels like it shouldn't be like that. And so I just wasn't keen on it, and I don't want them to do that in the third game just for the sake of expanding the cast. If I want them to come back, I want them to come back and be them. If Mai and Rotty are back in the fray next game, I want them to be back in the fray, still having that flirty dynamic, best friends with them. If Sheena comes back in the next game, I want it to be Sheena that I get to play as. Like, I'm glad that she's back in cutscenes in this, but you don't actually get to play as her. You only get to play as her, like, this Digi-clone. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same. Like, I'd love to have a bit of team dynamic, to have Celica say something, or Al be a little nuisance and all that, but you just don't get that. But I've gone off topic. Next time on Death End Request 2, we are going to investigate that marker where Liliana's mother definitely is. But until then, you guys take care now.